The post-holiday slump is officially dead. January 2026 is delivering a cinematic lineup that rivals the peak of summer blockbuster season, shattering expectations with a mix of high-octane thrillers, auteur-driven horror, and massive franchise returns. We are seeing a shift in studio strategy, where the first month of the year is no longer a dumping ground, but a battleground for prestige content and adrenaline-fueled storytelling. From the frozen wastelands of Europe to the neon-soaked streets of Miami, these films prioritize visceral experiences and masterclass performances. Get your calendars ready, because these are the 15 shockingly good movies you cannot afford to miss this month. Number 15, Night Patrol, 2026. Kicking off our countdown is a gritty, nocturnal thriller that strips away the glamour of police work to reveal the raw nerve endings of the graveyard shift. Produced by the team behind Barbarian and directed by Ryan Prowse, the film centers on a patrol unit that stumbles into a conspiracy far darker than the city streets they occupy. Justin Long delivers a performance that is essentially a coiled spring, oscillating between exhaustion and manic survival instinct. The narrative operates with a lean, mean efficiency reminiscent of 70s exploitation cinema, utilizing high-contrast cinematography to turn the city night into an oppressive, neon-lit labyrinth. It is a harrowing descent into the urban underbelly, where moral compasses spin wildly out of control and every shadow conceals a lethal threat. Number 14, Killer Whale, 2026. This survival horror film taps into a primal, oceanic fear that feels both ancient and terrifyingly immediate. The plot revolves around two friends who break into a secluded lagoon for a midnight swim, only to find themselves trapped with a captive orca that has been released and is seeking vengeance. Eschewing the camp of lesser creature features, the film utilizes stunning underwater photography to contrast the beauty of the location with the visceral violence of the situation. Virginia Gardner leads the cast in a role that is physically demanding, spent largely submerged in a claustrophobic trap. With sound design that turns the orca's vocalizations into a haunting siren song, this is a harrowing reminder of nature's brutality and a sharp critique of captivity wrapped in a pulse-pounding thriller. Number 13, Primate, 2026. Venturing into the realm of biological horror, Primate presents a terrifyingly plausible scenario that preys on our comfort with domesticity. The story follows a young woman returning home, only to find the family's beloved pet chimpanzee has contracted a pathogen that unleashes a dormant, violent rage. Director Johannes Roberts masterfully builds tension by corrupting the familiar, turning the sanctuary of a childhood home into a hunting ground. By blending practical effects and performance capture, the film creates a monster in Ben that is faster, stronger, and more savage than any human. Anchored by grounded performances from Johnny Sequoia and Troy Kotsur, this is a visceral experience that strips away the anthropomorphic charm usually associated with primates in cinema. Number 12, People We Meet on Vacation, 2026. While lighter in tone than its list counterparts, this adaptation stands out as a masterfully crafted exploration of intimacy, time, and the complexities of adult friendship. Director Brett Haley brings his signature humanistic touch to the story, tracking two polar opposites across a decade of summer trips and deconstructing the friends-to-lovers trope with rare emotional intelligence. The film relies entirely on the nuance of its performers, Tom Blythe and Emily Bader, who navigate the script's witty banter and devastating silences with electric chemistry. By treating the Emily Henry source material with genuine respect and employing a vibrant, thoughtful visual style, the film achieves a resonance that feels earned, offering a cinematic escape that is warm, lush, and emotionally satisfying. Number 11, Moses the Black, 2026. This gritty crime drama transcends the boundaries of the gangster genre to become a profound meditation on redemption and spiritual warfare. Set in modern-day Chicago, director Yelena Popovic reimagines the ancient story of Saint Moses the Black through the lens of a ruthless enforcer seeking a way out of the violence that defines him. Omar Epps delivers a career-defining performance as Malik, bringing a gravitas that makes his journey from sinner to saint feel visceral and urgent. Visually striking, the film uses shadow and light to externalize the protagonist's internal conflict, while the eclectic cast, including Chukwudi Iwuji and Wiz Khalifa, adds texture to the world-building. It is a bold, artistic statement that presents a raw, uncompromising look at the cost of forgiveness in a world that demands blood. Number 10, A Private Life, 2026. In a sophisticated subversion of the psychological thriller, A Private Life operates as a surgical examination of obsession and professional unraveling. Directed by Rebecca Zlotowski, the film follows a disillusioned American therapist in France, played with magnetic intensity by Jodie Foster, who becomes fixated on the suspicious death of a patient. What begins as a methodical investigation quickly dissolves into a chaotic reflection of her own crumbling existence. Zlotowski blends the icy detachment of French noir with the frantic energy of a paranoid thriller, surrounding Foster with heavyweights like Matthew Amalric. The result is a seamless international co-production that peels back the layers of its elegant setting to reveal the rot underneath, challenging the audience to question the nature of truth. Number 9. Send Help 2026. Sam Raimi returns to his roots with this horror thriller that is as darkly funny as it is terrifying. The premise is a twisted variation on the castaway trope. A woman and her abusive boss survive a plane crash, only to be stranded on an island where the power dynamics violently shift. Rachel McAdams and Dylan O'Brien deliver fearless performances, navigating a script that is equal parts misery and Lord of the Flies. Raimi's direction is unmistakable, injecting the film with kinetic camera work and moments of grotesque absurdity. The island setting is shot not as a paradise, but as a hostile, alien landscape that mirrors the character's unraveling sanity, resulting in a visceral deconstruction of authority and revenge. Number 8. Return to Silent Hill 2026. This psychological horror film marks a triumphant return to the atmospheric dread that defined the early 2000 genre landscape. Director Christoph Gans, who helmed the original 2006 film, returns with a vision that is even more visually ambitious, drawing James Sunderland back to the fog-drenched town by a letter from his deceased wife. Jeremy Irvine's portrayal of James is a study in repressed trauma, his stoic exterior cracking as the town manifests his darkest secrets. With a distinct color grade of rust and gray, and a score likely incorporating Akira Yamaoka's industrial ambient sounds, the film prioritizes mood over jump scares. It is not just a video game adaptation, but a dark cinematic poem about grief and the monsters we create to punish ourselves. Number 7. Mercy 2026. Set in a near future dominated by artificial intelligence, this science fiction thriller combines the paranoia of Minority Report with the ticking clock tension of 12 Angry Men. Directed by Timur Bekmambetov, the film follows a detective accused of a crime he did not commit who must prove his innocence to an artificial intelligence judge within a strict time limit. Chris Pratt sheds his usual charm for a desperate, frantic performance, matched by the icy presence of Rebecca Ferguson. Bekmambetov utilizes his signature visual flair to create a suffocating tech, noir world, seamlessly integrating screen, life elements to visualize the flow of data. It is a prescient commentary on our reliance on algorithms, wrapped in a visually inventive narrative tightrope walk. Number 6. Shelter 2026. Shelter is a stripped-down, brutal exercise in genre minimalism, featuring Jason Statham in his most stoic and formidable role to date. The story concerns a recluse living on a remote Scottish island whose quiet life is shattered when he rescues a girl from the sea, bringing a wave of violence to his doorstep. The film makes exceptional use of its rugged locations, with the gray skies and crashing waves reflecting the somber tone, while the action choreography prioritizes messy, desperate impact over stylized kung fu. Supported by Naomi Ackie and Bill Nighy, the film creates a mythic quality around its protagonist, offering a lean, hard-hitting piece of cinema that relies on atmosphere and the visceral satisfaction of justice dispensed by a man with nothing left to lose. Number 5. Wuthering Heights 2026. Emerald Fennell's adaptation of the classic Bronte novel is a gothic, erotic fever dream that radically reinterprets the source material for a modern sensibility. Stripping away stuffy period conventions, the film exposes the toxic, obsessive core of Heathcliff and Catherine's relationship through intense, raw performances from Jacob Elordi and Margot Robbie. Visually, it is a feast of gothic excess, utilizing the desolate moors to reflect the characters' barren internal landscapes while blending period accuracy with punk rock flourishes. The cinematography is intimate and intrusive, capturing every micro-expression of cruelty and desire. This is a sensory overload that screams and thrashes against the constraints of its genre, resulting in a piece of cinema that is as beautiful as it is disturbing. Number 4. Greenland 2, Migration 2026. This sequel expands the scope of its predecessor, transforming a disaster movie into a harrowing post-apocalyptic odyssey. Directed by Rick Roman, the story picks up with the Garrity family leaving the safety of their bunker to traverse the frozen, decimated wasteland of Europe. Gerard Butler returns with a performance that emphasizes vulnerability, grounding the spectacle in genuine human emotion. The production design is a triumph of world-building, realizing a frozen Earth with haunting beauty and terrifying scale. More than just a blockbuster, this is a road movie through hell that focuses on the physical and moral toll of survival, using the end of the world to tell an intimate story about a family refusing to give up on the future. Number 3. Crime 101, 2026. Channeling the spirit of Michael Mann's Heat, this high-gloss crime thriller is a masterclass in tension and cool professionalism. The plot centers on a cat-and-mouse game between a high-stakes jewel thief looking for one last score and the relentless detective tracking him down the Pacific Coast Highway. Director Bart Layton brings a documentary-like precision to the action, filming the heists with clarity and geography while capturing the sun-drenched, noirish beauty of Los Angeles. Chris Hemsworth and Mark Ruffalo trade their superhero personas for gritty, grounded roles, their electric chemistry culminating in a heist sequence destined to become a genre classic. It is pure, uncut cinema for adults, sophisticated, intelligent, and driven by star power. Number 2. The Rip, 2026. This gritty crime saga reunites Matt Damon and Ben Affleck for a streaming event that feels like a major theatrical release. Directed by Joe Carnahan, the plot follows a team of Miami cops who discover millions in a stash house, leading to a breakdown of trust and a spiral into corruption. The narrative is a complex web of loyalty and betrayal, evoking the moral ambiguity of Training Day within a sophisticated visual style that captures the sweaty, neon-soaked intensity of Miami. Carnahan's script is sharp, profane, and relentless, building towards an inevitable tragic climax. It is a throwback to the hard R crime dramas of the 90s, pulling no punches and relying on the star power of its leads to tell a compelling story of good men breaking bad. Number 1. 28 years later, The Bone Temple, 2026. Taking the top spot is the most anticipated horror event of the decade, expanding the legendary Rage Virus saga into a new trilogy. Directed by Nia DaCosta, the film shifts focus to the strange, evolving sociology of a decimated Britain, exploring the relationship between a peaceful doctor, played with Shakespearean gravity by Ralph Fiennes, and a unique alpha infected. The production values are grimly spectacular, depicting a world reclaimed by nature and rot, while DaCosta trades the frenetic digital grain of the originals for a sweeping, cinematic look. With terrifyingly detailed practical effects, The Bone Temple is a bold expansion of lore that elevates the material into a tragic epic of survival, proving there are still horrifying stories to tell in this universe. From the return of the Rage Virus to the quiet desperation of a therapist's office, January 2026 is offering a diverse and powerful slate of films. These 15 titles represent the best of what modern cinema has to offer: risk-taking directors, committed performances, and stories that refuse to compromise. Whether you are streaming at home or heading to the theater, this month promises to deliver shocks, thrills, and emotional resonance in equal measure. Don't let these gems slip under your radar. Start your year off right with a trip to the movies.